Let's have fun in another round of 65 random facts. The densest element that occurs naturally is osmium, with an atomic number of 76. The sciatic nerve, the body's longest and largest nerve, stretches from the spine to the foot. At its widest, it's about the size of your thumb. Great frigate birds are incredible. They can sleep while flying with quick little naps and stay in the air for months because they can't swim and their feathers aren't waterproof. Plus, they have the biggest wings for their weight of any bird. Crazy but true. For most birds that fly, their feathers weigh more than their entire skeleton. The musk ox is a frosty imposter. Though its name and burly frame suggest kinship with bison, this Arctic survivor is actually a supersized, cold-adapted cousin of sheep and goats, and are placed in the bovid subfamily Caprinae. Its evolutionary journey from Himalayan highlands to tundra proves looks can be deceiving. Dehydration triggers the release of antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, also called vasopressin, from the posterior pituitary. ADH helps the body retain water, but it is structurally similar to oxytocin, which plays a role in labor contractions. So, if ADH levels are very high due to severe dehydration, it might contribute a bit to cramping by tickling those uterine contraction receptors. In the 1800s, Ignaz Semmelweis revolutionized medicine by linking hand washing to lower maternal deaths. His discovery, though ridiculed at the time, laid the foundation for modern infection control. Tragically, he spent his last years in an asylum, dying in 1865. The Oort cloud's location and general structure as a vast spherical shell of icy bodies beyond the Kuiper belt. It's theorized to be the source of long-period comets, those with highly elliptical orbits and periods of thousands or even millions of years. It's also estimated to extend perhaps as far as 100,000 astronomical units from the Sun. Bobbit worms, or Unus aphroditois, belong to the polychaete worm family. They burrow into ocean coral and lie in wait to ambush prey with razor-sharp pincers, capable of slicing victims in half instantly. These formidable predators can grow up to 3 meters or 10 feet in length. In addition to their powerful jaws, they possess venomous bristles, which help deter threats. These chitinous bristles also aid in movement and allow them to burrow into the ocean floor. The jaguar's bite is a masterclass in precision power. With skull-crushing force, it dispatches prey through sheer cranial destruction. While lions choke and cheetahs sprint, the jaguar's pierce and crush tactic reflects its niche as the apex predator of tangled rainforests and flooded wetlands. Jaguars are the only big cats that routinely kill caimans, flipping them to bite through the skull's weaker underside. In some octopus species, sexual cannibalism by the female occurs after mating. For the mothers, the period after laying eggs is often marked by intense care for their brood, during which they typically don't eat and eventually die once the eggs hatch. This sacrifice, while seemingly tragic, ensures the survival of their offspring. Their high intelligence makes this short, post-reproductive life even more striking. Walruses use their long tusks to haul themselves onto ice floes, hence their scientific name, Odobenus, meaning tooth walker. These impressive tusks can grow up to 1 meter long and weigh 5.4 kilograms. As for their young, walrus pups arrive 15 months after mating, with a 4 to 5 month delay before the embryo starts developing. When a seal dives, its heart rate plunges from 55 to 120 BPM to as low as 4 to 15 BPM, a near pause that stretches to hours underwater. This isn't just endurance, it's a finely tuned survival strategy, turning their bodies into oxygen-saving marvels of the deep. Some seals can even adjust their heart rate mid-dive, briefly speeding up to navigate before slowing again to conserve energy. Kurzweil's law of accelerating returns suggests that technology evolves exponentially, not in a straight line. As advancements build on each other, innovation accelerates, potentially leading to AI surpassing human intelligence. Kurzweil predicts AI will reach human-level intelligence by 2029. Bold claim, but given the pace of AI, it's not entirely far-fetched. When high blood pressure stretches the heart, it releases natriuretic peptides that tell the kidneys to flush out sodium, helping to bring blood pressure down. Sea cucumbers can dramatically alter the rigidity of their bodies. Their dermis contains mutable collagenous tissue. By controlling the cross-linking of collagen fibers within this tissue, they can rapidly shift between a stiff, almost solid state and a flaccid, liquid-like consistency. This allows them to squeeze into tight spaces to hide from predators. Camels owe their desert dominance to an overlooked quirk: oval blood cells that flow smoothly even as their bodies heat up. Where other mammals' round cells would clump, so camels' elongated design keeps circulation efficient, a tiny tweak with life-saving consequences in the scorching sands. Also, these cells can expand up to 240% of their original size without bursting. Most mammals' cells can only stretch about 150%. He is also a desert lifeline. A single female can sustain a family with 6 liters of milk daily for over a year, a feat unmatched by most livestock. This nutrient-dense white gold fuels nomadic cultures, proving that in the harshest landscapes, survival hinges on adaptability. White rhinos have wide, square lips for grazing, while black rhinos sport pointed, flexible lips for plucking leaves, each adapted to their diet. So the names black and white rhino have nothing to do with color. They're both gray. The term white comes from a mistranslation of the Dutch word wide, meaning wide. Elephants spend most of their day eating, up to 18 hours. Their size and digestion demand a near constant intake of food. They can eat over 150 kilos or 330 pounds of food daily, including grasses, fruits, and even tree bark. Nature's pendulum swings on a decade-long rhythm. Snowshoe hares surge and crash every 8 to 11 years, dragging Canada lynx populations with them. When hares thrive, lynxes feast and multiply. When hares vanish, lynxes starve. This dance of abundance and scarcity is one of ecology's most iconic demonstrations of interdependence. Rodents rule the mammal world. 4 out of every 10 mammal species are rodents, a testament to their evolutionary versatility. Whether scurrying through cities or swimming in wetlands, their ability to thrive almost anywhere makes them nature's ultimate opportunists. The okapi was nature's best-kept secret. Cloaked in Congo's impenetrable rainforests, this striped-legged enigma evaded European detection until 1901. Even then, it took local hunters' expertise to reveal what science had missed: a living relic of giraffe evolution hiding in plain sight. The European bison, towering up to 2 meters or 6.5 feet tall, is Europe's largest wild land animal. Though the last truly wild Caucasian bison was lost in 1927, conservation efforts have brought the species back from the brink. The platypus and echidnas, also known as spiny anteaters, are the only egg-laying mammals belonging to the monotreme group. Unlike other mammals, they hatch their young from eggs, but still produce milk to nourish them. Monotremes have a single opening for reproduction, waste, and urine, called a cloaca, just like reptiles. Loss of smell can signal neurological conditions like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, sometimes appearing years before other symptoms. The mola mola's life strategy is certainly unique. By growing very large, they likely gain some protection from predators despite their apparent clumsiness. Their high reproductive output compensates for the high mortality rates they face. So, a female mola mola can lay more eggs at one time than any other known vertebrate, up to 300 million. There's also the idea that they do not feel pain, is a hypothesis related to their relatively simple nervous system compared to other large vertebrates. Aluminium is the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust, making up about 8% of its composition. Despite its prevalence, aluminium is rarely found in its pure form due to its high reactivity. It's usually bound in minerals like bauxite. Scientifically speaking, hippos secrete a mucus-like fluid with hipposudoric and norhipposudoric acids. These act as UV absorbers, and the hipposudoric acid is also antimicrobial. Fun fact, this goo starts clear but oxidizes to a reddish hue. hence the old blood sweat idea. Corals host tiny algae called zooxanthellae within their tissues. These algae photosynthesize, providing the coral with essential nutrients. When water temperatures rise, the coral becomes stressed and expels the algae, losing its primary food source and color, resulting in the white, bleached appearance. This bleaching makes the coral vulnerable and can lead to death. People naturally talk about themselves about 60% of the time in conversation, and even more on social media. It's not just habit, it actually triggers the brain's reward system. Darwin's survival of the fittest doesn't mean the strongest, it means the best adapted. Evolution isn't a battle, it's a slow, passive process where nature favors traits that help survival. Male dolphins sometimes kill calves, possibly to make the mother ready to mate again. To counter this, female dolphins mate with multiple males, making each one think the baby could be theirs, turning potential threats into protectors. Female ferrets are induced ovulators, meaning they don't release eggs until they mate. If they go into heat and don't mate, they remain in estrus, leading to a prolonged release of estrogen. This sustained high level of estrogen can suppress bone marrow function, resulting in aplastic anemia, a severe condition where the body doesn't produce enough new blood cells. This can be fatal if not addressed. The Arctic tern makes the longest migration of any animal, up to 71,000 kilometers, chasing summer from pole to pole, living in near constant daylight. Over its lifetime, an Arctic tern travels the equivalent of 3 round trips to the moon. Babies are born with cartilaginous structures in place of kneecaps, which ossify later. The patellae are sesamoid bones, meaning that they are like tiny helpers nestled in tendons near joints. They reduce stress and make muscle movement more efficient. Hammerhead sharks are somewhat immune to stingray venom. Scientists still don't know exactly how, but it's likely these sharks have some built-in defenses, maybe special physiology, that lets them handle the sting without serious harm. They often go after stingrays, even though it's risky, which hints they've developed a level of resistance. In fact, researchers have found stingray barbs stuck in their mouths, proving they do get stung and survive. The flashy birds of paradise are most closely related to the rather ordinary crows and jays. Both groups, birds of paradise and corvids, are known for their intelligence, though it manifests in different ways. Example, complex displays in the former, problem-solving in the latter. Proprioceptors in muscles, tendons, and joints send signals to the brain, allowing you to sense your body's position, allowing you to touch the tip of your nose, even with your eyes closed. Despite making up only about 2% of body weight, the brain demands 15 to 20% of the body's blood supply. This high demand is due to its intense metabolic activity. Neurons require a constant flow of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. Flerovium, atomic number 114, was first synthesized in 1999. Due to its extreme rarity, only a handful of atoms have ever been produced. Scientists struggle to determine its exact properties. However, predictions suggest it might behave like a gas at room temperature, despite being classified as a heavy metal. Metals dominate the periodic table, making up about 75% of all known elements. Iron dominates Earth's composition, making up 35% of the planet, most of it locked deep within the core, shaping Earth's magnetic field. Deuterium, an isotope of hydrogen, is a powerful fuel for nuclear fusion, capable of releasing immense amounts of energy. In fact, just 1 kilogram of deuterium can produce as much energy as 3 million kilograms of coal. The Appalachian Mountains are slowly shrinking due to erosion, a process that has been shaping them for millions of years. Unlike younger mountain ranges like the Himalayas, the Appalachians are no longer growing because they lack active tectonic forces pushing them upward. Instead, wind, water, and weathering gradually wear them down, smoothing their peaks and valleys. Copper develops a green patina called verdigris when exposed to air, forming a protective layer of copper carbonate. Its name traces back to green of Greece. Malbork Castle, built in the 13th century by the Teutonic Knights, is the largest castle in the world by land area. This massive brick fortress, located in Malbork, Poland, was expanded over time and became a key stronghold for the Teutonic Order. The castle was meticulously restored after suffering damage in World War II, using detailed documentation from earlier conservation efforts. The Earth's magnetic field strength is approximately 50 microteslas. While this might seem weak compared to everyday magnets, which have around 10 milliteslas, it plays a crucial role in protecting our planet from solar radiation and guiding migratory animals. Earth's interior generates an immense amount of heat, primarily from radioactive decay and residual heat from the planet's formation. Estimates suggest this heat output is around 44 trillion watts, which is thousands of times greater than the daily energy consumption of the United States. Freshly made aluminium has a silver appearance, but when exposed to air, it rapidly forms a thin layer of white aluminium oxide. This oxide acts as a protective barrier, preventing further corrosion and making aluminium highly resistant to rust. Estrogen enhances the sense of smell, making women generally more sensitive to odors than men. This hormone influences olfactory receptors in the brain, boosting scent detection, especially during pregnancy. So gentlemen, next time your partner insists something's off about the fridge, just nod and check the expiry dates. Science has got her back. Emperor penguins are seriously bundled up with around 150,000 insulating feathers and another 30,000 contour feathers. These feathers are so effective at insulation that emperor penguins can sometimes overheat when the weather isn't at its coldest. Despite weighing only 11 pounds or 5 kilograms, a harpy eagle is strong enough to fly off with prey twice its size. Dumbledore, the name of Hogwarts headmaster, is actually an old word for bumblebee. It takes the entire lifespan of about 12 bees to make just one little teaspoon of honey. A typical housefly has compound eyes with thousands of individual lenses. It ranges from 3,000 to 6,000 tiny lenses. Dragonflies do have exceptional vision. Their large, multifaceted eyes are made up of thousands of ommatidia, allowing for nearly 360-degree vision. They can also perceive a broader spectrum of light than humans, including ultraviolet and polarized light, which helps them with navigation and spotting prey. There are an estimated 50 billion birds on Earth. That works out to about 6 birds for every one of us humans. Zebra finches are quick to grow up, ready to breed in just 80 days, and they pick partners based on personality, staying together for life. These little birds are popular in research due to their relatively simple social structure and vocal learning abilities. Woodcocks are the slowpokes of the bird world, averaging a leisurely 5 miles per hour or 8 kilometers per hour in flight. Sympathy and empathy diverge in a crucial way. One projects, the other perceives. Sympathy filters others' pain through our own lens. I'd be devastated, so you must be. Empathy, however, meets pain where it stands, honoring its weight without comparison. In a world quick to offer, I understand, sometimes this matters to you, is the rarer gift. Psychopaths can simulate empathy cognitively, but lack the emotional resonance, proof that true empathy bridges knowing and feeling. Our perception of time isn't always a perfect recording of reality. During rapid eye movements, saccades, we essentially go blind momentarily. To create a seamless visual experience, our brain takes the information just before and just after the saccade and stitches it together, sometimes leading to these temporal illusions where a brief moment feels stretched. That's chronostasis, your brain patching over tiny visual gaps so you don't notice missing moments. The dromedary camel, or the Arabian camel's stilt-like legs, do more than stride across dunes. They lift its body into a cooler microclimate where air temperatures can be 25 degrees Celsius or 45 degrees Fahrenheit lower than at ground level. This simple height advantage, paired with reflective fur, turns each camel into a self-regulating fortress against desert extremes. About 90 species of mammals are marine mammals. This group is called cetaceans and is made up of whales, dolphins, and porpoises. Chickens use beak pounding to peck at food to break it into manageable pieces, but their beaks do more than just crack seeds. They also help them sense their surroundings. Female polar bears enter their dens in the late fall or early winter and often don't emerge until spring. During this time, they rely entirely on their fat reserves to survive and to produce and nurse their cubs. This is an incredible feat of physiological adaptation to the harsh Arctic environment. Also, polar bear milk is exceptionally rich in fat, which is crucial for the rapid growth and survival of their cubs in the cold Arctic. Your blood's a super fast delivery service. A red blood cell makes a full trip around your body in under a minute, powered by your tireless heart. And that's another round of wild facts to stash in your brain. If you loved this one, smash that like button and drop a comment with the most surprising thing you learned today. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got plenty more mind-blowing facts coming your way. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.